Hey guys, this is M Thunder Gaming, and while this plays, I'm going to talk about a my experiences in school of when I was bullied. And I'm going to try to start from the very beginning. The reason I'm doing this is because it's just been on my mind a lot, and I just want to talk about it with people online instead of just repeating the same thing to my friends over and over again. And it's just really annoying. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'll talk about what happened. Of like this is all base. Most of this is school stuff. So yeah. So the first time I remember being bullied was elementary school. It was third grade. I was chilling with my friends Shadow Star and PB Pretzel. We were playing Monopoly. Then three Stooges came up. I'm not going to say their actual names, but I'm going to say pun names to, make a joke. To say a joke name that will sound funny, will be an act, and will be basically a way for people to understand if they actually know the people. So there was Wee Wee Boy. He's a little shrimp. That's like he's like really small, and he kept him been called the other word for a wee wee. You can probably guess what that is. And there was a fat guy. I'll call him Fat Brat. And the last one was farm. He was a farmer kid. He was shoot. Uh, I'll call him Farm Walker. I don't know. Anyways, Farm Walker, uh, Wee Wee, and Fat Brat were came over and asked what we were doing. We told them, and they got mad at us for having the Parkway home rule, where you have Parkway able to have like where you can put the tax money in the middle and get when you get free parking, you get the money in the middle. They said that's not a real rule, and they forced themselves into the game and then just ruined the game by just messing with our placement, and they completely just messed with it. And I was just like I wasn't yelling at them, but I was just stressed. And I remember Shadowstar and PB Pretzel just being supportive, and I do really appreciate them. They're just like the homies even back then. I do really appreciate them. Okay. The next time I remember is fifth grade, and I was just pulling PB Pretzel to morning recess because I really wanted to just play outside. And hey, he's my friend. I'm gonna force him outside because, we goof around a lot. And people were just laughing at us, and I was confused. I was like, "Why are you laughing at us?" And Eve Boy and shoot, what's the other guy? Ant Mouth just were calling me and him gay. And I was confused at first because I didn't even know what the word meant. And when they explained it, I was confused. But they just called me gay because I was dragging PB Pretzel to recess. It's kind of iffy. And yeah, that was just elementary school. And that was kind of bad, but not really. I mean, like, it honestly didn't have that bad of bullying. But most of the bullying in my life was in middle school and high school. The parts that still are in my mind. The first was, well, shoot, I'm going to talk about middle school first. So in middle school, I kept on getting messed with by Wee Wee Boy and a few other boys. I don't remember who they were. I just remember other people. I think one of them was Matt Pat. I'll call him Matt Pat. He's not really Matt Pat. I actually like Matt Pat, but that's close enough to his name. So yeah, Matt Pat and Wee Wee were in gym with me during all of middle school. And what they would do is that they would poke my side. Like they would sit behind me and stab me in the side with their fingers, and I couldn't do a thing. And it wasn't because I was weaker than them. No, I was bigger than those two by middle school. I got big in middle school, and they just kept on poking me and poking me. And that was during all of middle school. It was just really, really annoying. It just constantly happened. I remember that I wanted to hit them so bad. And I know that's not good for someone, like, it's not good for someone to do, especially with a Christian family that's supposed to forgive, but it was really hard to forgive and forget because uh, yeah, it's just really hard because it kept on happening over and over and over again. And yeah, I was not friendly with them. I was very honest, but I did try to keep my cool. And the thing was that, yeah, and I don't remember all the mental bullying. A lot of stuff happened. Honestly, middle school is kind of a blur because it did kind of all happen well back, but I do remember a lot of it. I remember a girl in sixth grade like slapping my butt, and I was confused about that. Like, I got spanked in the butt like one after one lunch. I looked behind me, and there's three girls, and all three of them were giggling. I don't even have funny nicknames for them. I was just so confused. I was so tempted to just hit them, but I couldn't tell who did it. Yeah. So, seventh grade is where some major stuff happened. Seventh grade, like around that time, my dad died. And that's kind of where I got really, really emotionally weighed down. And it didn't help that I was at school a lot, around people that always push your mental state down. Anyways, so I was just, well, one time during that time when I was like emotionally depressed, I was at a musical. I didn't really have a choice. We were seeing the pre-full, and I was forced around these guys, one of the guys that were just teasing me. They're just messing with me, and I don't remember everything that they did, but all I remember is that they just messed with me because because I'm not good at like mental comebacks. I'm not good at like people teasing me. Like I can make jokes with my friends, but if people are just messing with me, I can't handle it. And they just kept on going and going and going and going. The guy right next to me was just going and going and going and going. And I got so mad for a second that I just like snapped for a sec. I didn't do much, but like I did do one thing, and I choked him out for a second. I just lost myself because of how much like they kept on pushing my buttons. I tried and tried and tried to hold it in, cuz I was like I have to let go. I have to let go. I have to let go. I remember this. I remember this rage. And I just choked him out. Because I was just so sick and tired of them just pushing my buttons. And me and him got in trouble. We both got detention. And yeah. So on the few times, it was the first time I got detention. Because I just kept on getting messed with. I think it's the only time I got detention. So yeah, another time I got messed with in middle school that I kind of snapped in was when Fat Mouth called said that my dad didn't love me, and that really hit me hard because my dad did die near that time too, and I just got so mad. I remember, and this is when Shadow Star was in the same gym class as me, him and PB Pretzel. And I remember Shadow Star was saw me so mad, and he was like, "Hey, dude, you can let it out at me. You can hit my shoulder." I think it was his shoulder. Yeah. No, I don't remember. I just remember hitting his shoulder because he lit me, and I did hit him kind of hard, and I did apologize. And he's like, "Oh no, it's fine," or something like that. I am sorry about that, Shadow Star. Uh, yeah. I just remember being really upset about that stuff back then. So yeah, stuff like that happened a lot. Just kept on being messed with. And time passed and I got into high school. I hated high school. I'm so glad I'm out of school. Cause people like Goblin and Gray Man, B Rock, Eve Man, all just messed with me. They teased me a bit, and like part of it, like I'll say that Gray Man, Eve Man, and B Rock did try to be nice to me, but yeah. Oh yeah, I also remember this guy named Jacob Jacob Punchies. He got mad at me for not letting him in line. This part was in middle school, sorry, where he got mad and he was trying to force me out of line, and I refused, so he hit me in the nuts. And that was the second time I got hit in the nuts. But this time was the guy actually trying to hit me in the nuts because the first time was during baseball when I was younger, and it wasn't uh, Eve Man's fault because he did it accidentally. Which hey, I understand it was an accident. He was pitching bad. It happens to us. I'm not mad at Eve Man for that, but I do remember that as well. Anyways, back to high school. I was literally just uh, teased constantly. People kept on pushing my buttons. I remember like just them pushing my buttons. And honestly, I think Goblin was the worst. And the thing about Goblin is that he's really, really small, and he has a huge attitude thing. And I'm like twice his size, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I could beat anyone up," and I'm just like, "Dude, I'm twice your size." And he just got mad constantly. Like I remember him hitting a dude in the nose because of an Uno game. Uno. This kid was an idiot. Then again, every high schooler is. Yeah, it was just so stupid of how they just messed and messed and teased and messed, and they made fun of like even the kids with Down syndrome. And I don't have Down syndrome. I'm not that mentally messed up. I have other mental conditions, but at least I was able to pass the class instead of everyone else who just didn't have a medical condition and just failed. So yeah, they just kept on messing with me, and I just had to try to calm down. And I'll be honest, I didn't go to the office. And if you ever get bullied, go to the office because it will help you out a lot. But I didn't go to the office a lot of times because it was just I was trying to keep it to myself so I wouldn't explode because I just hated it. I hated being messed with. I just hated being messed with. But hey, it's just how it is. So then there's this tournament that was announced. It was a Mario Kart tournament, like as you can see on the screen. And I was super excited because I love Mario Kart. That's why I'm playing it on the screen right now. Like right now, I'm goofing off with a friend. And yes, I'm using my main build on the screen, but like, I am very competitive. You can ask my friend, like Sam Wise Plays, Shadowstar, they, and all them, they all know I'm very competitive. And it's just fun to play Mario Kart. They can take it seriously. So when I heard about the tournament, I asked if I uh, could bring my own controller, if I could uh, if we were gonna have NPCs or not, and he said I could bring my own controller, and there was not going to be NPCs. So me and Sam's Y Plays started training and training and training, and shoot, I forgot a few stories. I just forgot. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. I'll keep going with the story, and I'll explain some stuff on the way. So we trained, and it just we just got really good. And I did have a build I thought was really good because it was the build on game theory that Matt Pat said was the fastest. So of course I chose that build. I didn't really research it that hard. I just chose what I saw, what I heard Matt Pat said was good. So Matt Pat from like this is the actual Matt Pat, not the other Matt that I called Matt Pat on this video. So, anyways, I chose the Dry Bowser, the Buddy Buggy, the Slick Tires, and the Cloud Glider. And yeah, it was just I practiced with that and I felt ready. So I went to the tournament, and I'll be honest, I was really, really high in points, and I was just like doing great with my build, and I try to be as to give the best advice possible. And like when one of the teachers were playing, he asked what the best build was. I just gave him my build and explained that I chose it because of the max speed. I said that you might want to choose something with better handling if you can't handle it, but I suggest that it was one of the best builds. And it was good at first, but then people started seeing how competitive I was. And I was the only person that was like really competitive. Everyone else was just goofing off, which I'm not against, but I was the only one like there for the tournament because I was like really, really competitive. I didn't want to socialize with everyone else. I just wanted to like win. But I wasn't. I didn't beat. I wasn't toxic. But then people started saying that I was a sweat for how extreme I played. And yeah, I kind of played like really, really competitively, but like, and I at the time I was like, I'm playing this way because this is how I play Mario Kart. But also, it's because I was stinking playing a tournament with you guys. I was playing a tournament, and they're accusing me of being a sweat. And I was really, really wanting to win that prize. But I tried to not let it get to me. But hey, this video is technically made because of that Mario Kart tournament, so you can guess how it goes. So the final round comes, and it chooses the people with the four most the people with the most points tallied up, and that is really exciting. So we all started, and it was great. The guy that was second, it was actually the only guy that got me in second. Like a few times, like he got first a few times when I faced him, and I thought it was like a really good competition. But then Soapy Water, I'm not going to say the nickname that he normally gets because I don't really know his original name, and I don't want to say his nickname because Shadowstar will know who it is immediately. But then again, the nickname is close enough. So Soapy Water came and up with an idea to mess with me. He was like, hey, let's do gentleman's rules. And I'm like, what's gentleman's rules? And he said it's where we play with standard. I'm like, I don't really want to play standard. I want to play my build. And he was like, no, this is how you play as a gentleman. Are you too scared? And I just remember everyone just pressuring me to say, oh, you're not as good as a Mario Kart character if you're just doing your build. And if I'm honest, I could have said, no, I'm going to play with my build, but I just felt so much pressure to be the best Mario Kart player by proving my skill with a kart I wasn't used to. So I took the bait and took the standard. And I just remember everyone just like teasing me in the background. I could hear them. And then one kid saw a drop of sweat fall down my arm. I remember this. Sweat drop. It was a single sweat drop. And the kid yelled, he's sweating. He's a real sweat. And I just remember the feeling. I remember the embarrassment, the anger. Part of me just wanted to leave. Part of me wanted to prove that I could win this. But I didn't win. I did not win. I didn't win that Mario Kart tournament. I just remember them making fun of me. And then after, they started bullying me. Basically, they were saying, you're playing Mario Kart wrong. You don't play it this way. You're not supposed to play it this way. You're supposed to play it with fun. And I just remember them making fun of me. And my cousin, Jakey Hank, told me that they even made fun of me on stream. I don't even know how to explain it. I might even sound stupid just complaining about this, but I just remember of how they messed with me. Soapy Water was just rubbing in my face that he got second and I got third. And the guy that got first was the guy that I actually respected because he was respectful. He was like one of the few respectful people that I can remember. There wasn't much other people there. And he was the only other person I remember being respectful, minus the teachers. The teachers were actually great. They were nice. And I did lose that year's Mario Kart tournament. Yeah. And I just remember hating Soapy Water. Because he was like one of the people that started it. And Soapy Water just hates me in general. And I know I didn't get to the stories that made I think soapy water that makes me think that mine is just the Mario Kart tournament where I felt the most pain because me and him were both in the trumpet section of band. And this is before the Mario Kart tournament, so yeah, this is kind of what led to what I think made him hate me. Anyways, we both were in it, and what they like to do when the teacher's talking is talk about politics. And they asked me my views, and I was very honest. I don't even remember. All I remember is them just disagreeing with me and basically like pressuring me to change my views, I think. And I just remember I didn't feel hate. I just felt social anxiety. I think it is. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good with debates. I'm terrible with them. So yeah, it was just not very good. So we had a disagreement, and it was basically me, him, Trumpet Girl, who was like also rude, and him and Trumpet Girl were like really, really bad. They were like really rude to a lot of us. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about is Goblin. I'll talk about Goblin. Goblin, I already said that he punched a kid before, but another thing he did was get mad at me for like sitting in my seat. Cause I sat on the bus to save money, to not waste gas to go to school. Cause I didn't feel like wasting gas to go to a place that I was forced to go to, so I took the bus. And yeah, so I went on the bus, and it was fine. But my cousin took me a few times, and when I came back, they Goblin and his cousins were also on the bus. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But when I saw in my seat, they're like, hey, get out of that seat. I'm like, why? And they're like, we want to sit in the back. I'm like, but I'm already here, and I sit here every morning because I get here before you guys. They're like, no, we sit here. And I didn't move, and they got mad at me. So the next time they sat in that seat, so I had the argument with them again, and when I sat in there, they got mad. And there's this one time when they got really mad at me. So Goblin's cousin, I don't remember her name. I don't even have a good pun for her. Like, she got in front of me, and I was tired that day, so I just like scooted past her, and I didn't push her, but I could have like just I could have like accidentally. I didn't like shove her, okay? I didn't like push her. I didn't like push her with my hand. I just tried to scoot past her. I could have like pushed her with my body on accident. That could have been my bad. And Goblin got really mad at me. So he came up to my seat and started punching me in the face. And I was more shocked than anything. But I was also shocked that he did nothing to me. Like, he didn't hurt me at all. Like, the most he punched, like, he was like punching me, and he was like super angry. So I'm guessing it was his full strength, but he didn't hurt me at all. Like, I felt his punches, but yeah, I just remember him doing that, and like he broke my earbud. Like, he punched the earbud out of my ear, and I remember just like being so tired. I was just like, grab. I just grabbed my earbud as he punched me, and then he just stopped after a while. And then he just started, and then him and his cousin just started yelling at me. Yeah, that was not great either. So yeah, Goblin doesn't like me now. Which I did apologize for bumping into his sister, but I was just really tired that day. He said he forgave me, but it's kind of hard to tell with that guy. Anyways, a few days later, well, not a few days later, it was the next year. No. It was the end of that same year. And there's this one guy, Loudmouth, and he was playing with, and I was with him on an assignment, and he was playing with bleach. Like he was like pretending to throw that at me, and I almost like hit it out of his hand because he was doing that. I was like, dude, you almost made me hit that out of your hand. Don't do that. And like I was like, dude, I almost instinctually hit that out of your hand. And he was like, ha 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 ha. And he did it again. And I, my body responded and hit it out of his hand. And the bleach got on his shirt, and he got mad at me. And we both got in trouble. And I got upset about that because I was like, dude, don't play with bleach. It's not funny. And he was just like, well, you got my shirt bleach. I'm like, you were the one that was playing with it. And yeah. So yeah, the next year happens, and I'm in a class with loudmouth, shooter, uh, curly hair, farm boy, uh, guy that owes me $14 still, fat boy, and uh, the welding teacher. And it was a welding class, and they're basically he's the welding teacher was very lax on the rules. And that class was basically make fun of everyone was just making fun of each other, and it was just a really bad environment. Like they had basically no filter. They accused everyone of everything, and they pressured me to answer. Like once they were like asked me if I liked a woman's chest or her backside. I don't really feel like saying the actual words because I just don't feel like it because I'm partly tired. So yeah, they kept on asking me that, and they just kept on asking me one day, and so I just finally said, I mean, like, and I was like giving them an answer, like, I mean, like that's not the most important thing, but they kept on asking for my response. I was like, I don't really want to answer that until like finally got out of me that I said I prefer her for her chest, and they kept on asking me politics like half the time. So I came up with a strategy to, while everyone was talking, I took a nap. And yeah, it seemed like a crazy thing, but like I did that when the teacher was not teaching, when everyone was talking. So I just napped half the class. And yeah, that's how that one went. But then I played the second Mario Kart tournament. This Mario Kart tournament, there's like me, two teachers, and one other student. And the one other student was respectful. The two other teachers were, of course, the two teachers that were there last time. And I did practice again. And because I had more experience, did not have pressure on me, and I did have the build I was used to at that point, which is the Inkling. Well, it's just the Inkling one that's on the screen. You can just copy it if you want. I just don't remember what the cart's called. That's the only thing that's messing with me right now. Anyways, I used that build, and I won the tournament. And like, what was funny is that one round, like this is not bullying technically. I'm getting sidetracked, but I'll talk about it. I remember one round where it seemed like the teacher like got in front of me on purpose. So I joked around with him like, haha, it seemed like you were trying to attack me on purpose. He was like, yeah, that was kind of the point because you're in first. I'm like, oh, ha ha ha. Yeah, that was the bad part. I just wanted to say I had a good uh I in 2024 I won the Mario Kart tournament for my school in 2024. So yeah, I'm the 2024 champion. But when I came to school the next day, Goblin was in my welding class, and oh my goodness, this just ruined my mood because I felt on top of the world, feeling I was a, I had the pride of, my pride was high. I was like really proud of myself. I'll be honest, I was proud of myself. I don't think I had a stick up my butt, like 90% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember being proud of my accomplishment. But then Goblin said the only reason he didn't go is because he thought that the only way to play the tournament was to touch kids, and that was like he said it in like a gross way. He said it the most gross way possible. I and that just I just remember that ruining my mood. I just remember being just drained of all my pride of winning. I remember just all of my accomplishment, I felt just drained out of my body. Just be like, why did you have to say that? That just ruined my mood. And I just remember people laughing at that in that room. So yeah, I hated welding class. The only reason I took it was to learn welding, not to socialize. So yeah. There's also this other time. This was not at school. This was with a friend at a camp that we had. He kept on making fun of my mom. He kept on making, well, to be fair, he started with mom jokes, and I said, hey, dude, people might not like that. I personally don't like mom jokes. And then he just started making mom jokes to me. I'm like, okay, dude, that's enough. And then Pizza Oliver kept on going and going and going, and I just was getting mad. And J.K. Hank, Boring Bill, Shadow Star, all of them saw that I was getting mad. And I think Janky Hank said he was scared when he saw how angry I was. Like I didn't attack him, but I remember how angry I was, and I think Will said that if I attacked a pizza lover, it was kind of deserved because he kept on like just doing attacks to my mom when I asked him to stop, and I almost let out all the secrets Pizza Lover let me know. Like I have some dirt that he's given me over the years, and I almost let it all out. I almost yelled it, basically just like revealing all the dirt that he's told me, but I didn't. I was so close of either punching him, giving the dirt, but instead I just cried. I just remember crying because I held in my rage. And yeah, I know it's not good to like feel angry, but I just felt these are just times I just felt upset and angry, and they're just still in my mind. Like not all of them are equal. Like the one that's most rememberable is the Mario Kart one. People made fun of me for being competitive Mario Kart, and yeah, I just felt like it was not fair to me, and yeah, I just wanted to talk about this stuff. I know it's kind of me just rambling, and it's my life, and you probably don't care, but I just wanted to just blurt it out, just talk about it so I could get it off my mind. Cause I hated school. I never understood why people like school. Yeah, it's just so, and school's just so hard. Mainly with the part that people just are mean. On top of all that, I have mental conditions that I learned I had my entire life. Like ADHD, I learned like partway through school, and now my cousin is saying that I am the like Jinky Hank like said to me, like, made a joke that I was autistic. I'm like, wait, you think I'm autistic? And he's like, bro, you're the most autistic person I know. If you don't have autism, I don't know who does. Okay, he didn't say it exactly like that. Okay, he didn't say that last part. But he said, I'm the most autistic guy he knows. So yeah, I might have autism. I mean, like, I've seen a few things about autism and it kind of fits. Like, it makes sense with me. I just thought that stuff was normal. So yeah, I might have autism. It's unknown, but I do know I have ADHD and I can't. I do have some problems with schooling that like things that school has. Like I can't like I can read, but I don't understand what I read right afterwards. Even if I reread it. But if it's in like comic book form or if someone says it to me, it's easier to understand. Like comic book form is kind of easy to understand, but if someone reads it to me, that's just way easier to understand. So yeah, I guess that yeah, this last part was basically me just saying that school was kind of hard for me. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to talk. And if you don't like the video, that's fine. Your opinion doesn't really matter, and you didn't have to watch it this far. So yeah, thanks for watching, and God bless.